Okay, so it says Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, Salatu wassalamu ala Sayyidil Anbiya'i wal Mursaleen, Allahumma alimna ma yanfa'una wa anfa'na bima tu'allimuna wa zidna bifadlika ilman wa ta'liman innaka ala kulli shay'in qadir. So it says الفصل الأول عن عائشة رضي الله عنها قالت كنت أطيب رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم لإحرامه قبل أن يحرم ولحله قبل أن يطوف بالبيت بطيب فيه مسك فكأني أنظر إلى وبيض بريق, the flash, this, the whiteness, the sign, this, the image of his طيب في مفارق, in the center parting of the Prophet's hair, وهو محرم, while he is in ihram. متفق عليه. Right. So the issue is then what? The issue is that so this is a part of that principle. يغتفر في الدوام ما لا يغتفر في ابتداء. Right. So can you in ihram can you put perfume on you? No, you cannot. Okay, but يغتفر في الدوام ما لا يغتفر في ابتداء. Things are overlooked in the long run. For example, you put on perfume before you entered ihram. Right? They're not overlooked in the short term. So here وفيه من الفقه أن المحرم إذا تطيب قبل إحرامه بطيب يبقى أثره عليه بعد إحرام وإن بقي عليه بعد الإحرام لا يضره ولا يوجب عليه فدية. There we go. Okay, that's that. He says وعن ابن عمر رضي الله عنه قال سمعت رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يهل ملبدا يقول لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك ولا لا يزيد على هؤلاء الكلمات. Right, so notice how Ibn Umar, he mentions this. He said the Prophet did not do more than that. And Ibn Umar himself added. Right? So Ibn Umar did bid'ah hasana, right, by adding something there. He himself added other words. So he says ملبدا التلبيد ضفر الرأس بالصمغ والخطمي ليضم الشعر ويلزق بعضه يلزق ويلصق بعضه بعضا. Right, so basically gelling or doing like dreadlocks. Right, here it says like using gum or something like that. So his hair had been kind of like combed in a certain way again before ihram. Okay. Then he says وعنه قال كان رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إذا أدخل رجله في الغرز into the what's called stirrup واستوت به ناقته قائمة أهل من عند مسجد ذو الحليفة. So we say it starts, the talbiyah starts with start with the intention itself though. So if you said labbaik or didn't say labbaik, it doesn't matter. So here there's a naqlan and a Hanafiya that they say what? They say لا ينعقد قال أبو حنيفة. Is this the Hanbali school, Hanafi school or not? لا ينعقد إلا بانضمام التلبية أو سوق الهدي إلى النية. So you have to do something with it. وقال ويجزئ عن التلبية ما في معنى. So you have to basically start saying something along with doing something. Just saying like labbaik Allah or driving one's sacrifice animal or something like that. But for us, it's just the niyyah itself, even if you didn't say anything at all. Okay. And then وعن أبي سعيد الخدري قال خرجنا مع رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم نصرخ بالحج صراخا. Right. So we were shouting loudly. Okay. So the zahir of this hadith is it should be really loud. We're going to see another hadith later on that says otherwise. Um, doesn't seem like it explains it here. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. So here, Tiba doesn't give it any commentary in here. But so here, the word surah, nasruhu, to shout, right? Surah, shouting, right? So in general, the pattern fu'al is used for sounds. So du'a as opposed to da'wah, right? Da'wah, an invite or to call. Du'a, buka, surah, uh, what else? There's other patterns on that same thing. Uh, um, sound of a raven, I can't remember what it was. Rubaq, something like that. Rubaq. Other sounds like that. And then diseases, zukam, etc. وعن أنس رضي الله عنه قال كنت رديفة. I was standing, I was behind أبي طلحة وإنهم ليصرخون بهما جميعا الحج والعمرة. Right. So here though the point is bil hajj and he says no they're doing hajj and umrah. Okay. I'm going to see the next hadith and see put it all together. It says وعن أنس وعن عائشة قالت خرجنا مع رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم عام حجة الوداع فمنا من أهل بعمرة ومنا من أهل بحج وعمرة ومنا من أهل بالحج وأهل رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم بالحج فأما من أهل بعمرة فحل وأما من أهل بالحج أو جمع الحج والعمرة فلم يحلوا حتى كان يوم النحر. Right, so some people are doing tamattu' and some people are doing qiran and some people are doing ifrad. Right, so right, so ومنا من أهل بعمرة عمرة ومنا من أهل بحج وعمرة, so hajj or qiran, so ifrad or qiran. So for the Shafis, we consider it ifrad, even if you did Hajj, and then you in that same just after it you did Umrah. Right? ومنا من أهل بالحج إفراد وأهل رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم بالحج. Right? And it could be Hajj and Umrah, meaning you're going to arrive and do an Umrah, leave Ihram, and then do Ihram from Mecca, and then do your Hajj. فمن أهل بعمرة حل. Right? You're just doing Umrah, that's it. You finish your Umrah, that's it. أما من أهل بالحج أو جمع الحج والعمرة, so you're doing قران فلم يحلوا حتى كان يوم النحر. So if you're doing قران, then you don't leave Ihram, you arrive, you do your tawaf, your arrival tawaf, and you don't leave Ihram. Because what? You're still in Ihram. Because you're doing Ifrad or you're doing قران. وعن ابن عمر رضي الله عنه قال تمتع رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم في حجة الوداع بالعمرة إلى الحج بدأ فأهل بالعمرة ثم أهل بالحج. Okay. So there's a lot here. Tibi has a lot going on here. I'm just trying to see, just summarize some things. So he says here وأما حجة النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم فاختلفوا فيها هل كان مفردا أو متمتعا أو قارنا، وهي ثلاثة أقوال للعلماء بحسب مذاهبهم السابقة. كل طائفة رجحت نوعا وادعت أن حجة النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم كانت كذلك، والصحيح أنه كان أولا مفردا ثم أحرم بالعمرة بعد ذلك وأدخلها على الحج فصار قارنا. Right, so this is kind of a bit of a unique thing. You did ifrad, okay, ثم أحرم. أولا كان مفردا, so his intention was only Hajj. ثم أحرم بالعمرة بعد ذلك, so then he added the Umrah to it. وأدخلها على الحج فصار قارنا, so in reality he was doing قران. وقد اختلفت روايات الصحابة في صفة حجة النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم حجة الوداع، هل كان قارنا أو مفردا أو تمتعا؟ وقد ذكر البخاري ومسلم وروايتهم لذلك، وطريق الجمع بينها ما ذكرته أنه كان أولا مفردا ثم صار قارنا. ومن روى القران اعتبر آخر الأمر، ومن روى التمتع أراد التمتع اللغوي وهو الانتفاع والارتفاق، وقد ارتفق بالقران كارتفاق التمتع والزيادة، وهي الاقتصار على فعل واحد، وهذا الجمع تنتظم الأحداث فيها. um, okay. وعن ابن عمر قال تمتع رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم في حجة الوداع بالعمرة إلى الحج، بدأ فأهل بالعمرة ثم أهل بالحج. Right, so this is the opposite of what Tibi just mentioned. Allahu A'lam. So again, it's a mushkila. That's why again the ulama don't agree. So الفصل الثاني عن زيد بن ثابت أنه رأى النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم تجرد لإهلاله واغتسل. Right, taking his clothes off, changing his clothes. ورواه الترمذي والدارمي. وعن ابن عمر أن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم لبد رأسه بالغسل. Right, he tied his hair up. So again here so as I mentioned before, so here بالغسل, not بالغسل, بالغسل. بالغسل أي ما يغسل به من خطمي وغيره. So he kind of, his hair was combed or gelled with some kind of substance. He used a غسل. وعن خلاد بن السائب عن أبيه قال قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم أتاني جبريل فأمرني أن آمر أصحابي بأن يرفعوا أصواتهم بالإهلال أو التلبية. رواه مالك والترمذي وأبو داود والنسائي وابن ماجه والدارمي. So again, raising one's voice. وعن سهل بن سعد قال قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم ما من مسلم يلبي إلا لبى من عن يمينه وشماله, the angels, and others من حجر أو شجر أو مدر of bricks حتى تنقطع الأرض من ها هنا وها هنا. So it's, you basically continued these sounds all the until the end of the earth. رواه البخاري الترمذي وابن ماجه. وعن ابن عمر قال كان رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يركع بذي الحليفة ركعتين ثم إذا استوت به الناقة. Did we just do that one? قائمة عند مسجد ذي الحليفة أهل بهؤلاء الكلمات ويقول لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك وسعديك الخير في يديك ولبيك والرغباء إليك والعمل. متفق عليه واللفظه لمسلم. وعن عمارة بن خزيمة بن ثابت عن أبيه آه، عن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم أنه كان إذا فرغ من تلبيته سأل الله رضوانه والجنة واستعفاه برحمته من النار. رواه الشافعي. Okay. Okay. الفصل الثالث عن جابر أن الرسول صلى الله عليه وسلم لما أراد الحج أذن في الناس. He announced it فاجتمعوا فلما أتى البيداء أحرم. Um, so Bayda is in the outskirts of Medina somewhere. البيداء المفازة التي لا شيء فيها، وهي ها هنا اسم موضع مخصوص بين مكة ومدينة، وأكثر ما ترد يراد بها هذه. So it doesn't mean a general بيداء. It doesn't mean a general place. It means this place. But yeah, it's somewhere in between. But I think it's closer to Medina than it is to Mecca, quite considerably. Okay. وعن ابن عباس قال كان المشركون يقولون لبيك لا شريك لك يقول رسول الله ويلكم قد إلا شريكا هو لك تملكه وما ملك يقولون هذا وهم يطوفون بالبيت. Right. So قد meaning that's it. أي اقتصروا عليه ولا تجاوزوا عنه إلى ما بعده. So I believe the word is originally قد, like that's you're done, you know. قد خلاص, I'm good. قد شبعت, I'm done. Like I believe that's what's originally from. قدي. I'm pretty sure it's like that. Give me a second. قدي. Doesn't come قد. Okay. Yeah, here we go, look. Yeah. قال تلمتي في صفة جهنم فيقال هل امتلأت فتقولها مزيد حتى إذا أوعبوا فيها قالت قد أي حسبي. It's enough. ومنه حديث التلبية فيقول قد بمعنى حسب، وتكرار تأكيد الأمر، ويقول متكلم قدني أي حسبي. So I'm not sure where the tenween is coming from. You say قدك أي حسبك. So there's not the same as word as qad with a shadda, right? So Sheikh Hussein, that same like ed halo, ed ma بدك إياه, right? الديش, that's the word qad with a shadda. That means a measurement. قد أي شيء, right? That's a dish, right? قد أي شيء. That's a different word, right? This is qad with a sukun, without the shadda. Um, they say a dish, right? In Lebanon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
الداش with a
So you
but
know
yeah.
how I learned that? I learned that from Farsi. Because I always thought it was قدر أي شيء. Like I always thought they were saying like get like هو you know هو like هو قد حاله, like he's, what's it called, like قد حاله, like he is as big as he thinks he is, you know. Uh, um, so but it's actually the word qad, so because they use it in Persian, qad, right? They use qad, and I looked it up. Actually, it's a real word. And then the word miqdad. I was like, there must be a qaf meme, a qaf dal dal word, miqdad. So it means, so it's related indirectly to qadr. So qadr is you replace one of the ra with the dal. It's a different kind of, slightly different word, but it is measurement, a qad, right? Your height, the measurement is called a qad with a shadda, right? It's a real fusha word, but it's not the same as this. This is qad, right? And we look quickly in the Mughni and Labib as well. مغني اللبيب.
What's the multi-labib good for as far as the use?
What is it good for? So basically, it's a kind of like it's an advanced level book. So it's not useful, like pre-Alfiya is not useful already. So what is it useful though? Is because the way he's organized it is there's like it's like words. So like I'm trying to find the word qad in the Alfiya. That where on earth is that even going to come? Which chapter is qad? You know. So there might be like some note somewhere like I don't know. Are you talking about mansubat? Are you talking about like what does it even mean? Uh,
It's in the huruf, I think. حروف
yeah. So
الجر yeah.
yeah, but it's like that's not a topic in normal nahu. Whereas here, like I'm looking at the word hell. I can actually find there's like a word hell. You know, like tell me about the word hell. Tell me about the word el. Tell me about this. Like it's organized like that. So it's just useful to kind of go through that. So like cite some, and so sometimes um sometimes you will find there's discussions that are really useful in like normal use of Arabic, but that doesn't fit under any of the group kind of any of the categories, right? So here, anyway, where's the word qad? Okay, and qad. Here it is. I'm pretty sure qad zalat walaha. Pretty sure it's here. Nope, it's not that. Where is it? Hmm. Here, so you got to think في تفسير مفردات وذكر أحكامها. There's certain words. So like also like huruf al-ma'ani. You're doing, for example, you are doing usul, Okay, and usul fiqh they're saying, oh, the L means this and the li means this. You're like, well, there's another book I can go to, which is Mughan al-Labib. I can just go and see here and give you a whole detail, or some of the hawashi on it, and be like, oh man, like you just focus. I don't really care about the whole grammar book. I just want to know ma'ani al-huruf, like Mughan al-Labib and the hawashi of Mughan al-Labib, like Damamini or Al-Amir. There's a lot of details there, and these people are all late. So like, look, there's somebody's claiming this about this word, and like, no, it's not. It doesn't actually have that meaning. So it's kind of a bit more simple. Okay, qad. Trying to find it. The word qad just comes up so much. I'm trying to find this qad. Qad. Let's try and have a go at this qad qad. Oh, qaddak.
Apologies. What are you trying to look for exactly?
So we have qadin as if it's so qadin. You're putting a tanween on it, and in what I saw of in nihaya, the tahqiq of the nihaya it has sukoon, right? Hang on a minute. This is in where is it? Qadi. This is in Sahih Muslim. Can somebody have a look in Sharh Nawawi? Is it so waylakum qad? If you've typed in this in waylakum qad space qad, and does it have a tanween or not? The other things you have to look in dictionaries, right? But like,
It,
okay,
in my print, it's written with both the tanween and the sukoon.
So the thing is, basically, if we do that, we're making it like an ism fi'l. So ism fi'l like mah.
Mm-hmm.
Mah means like stop it. Sah. Zih, right? So you can say zih, which means, can't remember which one is which. Can't remember now. Tanween is like specific or something. I think tanween is specific and the other one's not. Like if you say
Yeah,
qad,
تموين yeah.
yeah. Then so anyway, basically you're making it like you're making it like those words. But is that actually the case or not? I don't know. So if somebody can look in Sahih Muslim, see if it's got that there. Qadin. Just comes up so much trying to find hits on qad. You know. Okay, what I'm gonna do then is I'm trying to look in Taj al-Aruz, something like that. How does the word qad not come in Taj al-Aruz? Okay, I think I found it. 1 second. Yes. Okay, I think I found it. Yep. Okay. So this is Taj al-Aruz. It says وقد مخففة قد not قد كلمة معناها التوقع حرفية واسمية وهي أي الاسمية على حرفين. So when it has وهي على وجهين as a noun it has two uses. الأول اسم فعل so اسم فعل, that's why you can do it both. You can say صه and صهن مهن مرادف ليكفي قال شيخنا فهي بمنزلة الفعل الذي تنوع عنه فالتزمها نون الوقاية نحو قولك قدك درهم يكفيك درهم وقد زيدا درهم يكفي زيدا so it has a مفعول به فالاسم بعدها يلزم النصب مفعولا كما في يكفي. واسم مرادف لحسب تستعمل مبنيا غالبا. When you say مبنيا, usually when we say مبنيا, we mean no tanween. Okay, so we're not trying to say that the word qad has a dhamma fatha kasra. Okay, that's not normally. We may mean that, but usually you say mabni. So basically, bina and tanweens are not friends, right? So they're usually the opposite. So usually if a word's mabni, it's not going to have a tanween. For example, like we say la ilaha illallah, it's become mabni and no tanween. As opposed to you say la rajulaini fid dar, oh, it's not mabni anymore, right? So that's slightly different. Or if you say, Ya latifu mabni, Ya latifan bi khalqihi. Oh, suddenly the dhamma disappeared, then the sign of i'rab came back along with the tanween. Because usually these two are friends. I'rab and tanween is one thing, and no tanween and bina is another thing. But that's not always the case. Right? So he says here, تستعمل مبنيا غالبا أي عند البصريين على السكون لشبهها بقد الحرفية في لفظها وبكثير من الحروف موضع الحرفين كعن وبال etc. So you say قد زيد درهم أي يكفي زيد درهم بالسكون وبسكون الدال على أصله محكيا. وتستعمل معربا أي عند الكوفي نحو قد زيد يعني ما يعني so the إضافة basically برفع الدال. وأما قد الحرفية فإن هذا something else. So he's saying this is it's a so qad you can do both, right? Make it. The issue then is mudaf. So there's another conflicting thing with in Arab is that basically a word can be mabni and mudaf, but usually what happens is with the idafa is it brings it back, right? Like if you look at the word like yawma ja'a Zaid. Yawma ja'a Zaid, you can make it mabni or not mabni. Hada yawmu or yawma ja'a Zaid. Right? So yawmu, because it became mudaf, it's more noun-like. Because idafa is of the khasa'is of nouns. So then you bring back the sign. But because it has iftiqar, we make it like a harf. Like it doesn't mean anything. Day of what? Like it's a kind of vague day. You make it kind of has iftiqar. And it's idafa to a sentence is like that. So it makes it more mabni. So you can make it mabni or mu'rab. But usually basically with idafa is a kind of a idafa tanween. These are the things to do with nouns. So it makes it less mabni. Or less likely to be mabni. So anyway. So qadin, okay, like mahin, or qad, as in mah. Okay, there we go. Okay, ويلكم قدin or قد إلا شريكا هو لك تملكه وما ملك. And again, a useful thing in lugha, but it's all useful in history and these kind of things as well, is what was I going to say? Was the book Kitab, it's called Kitab al-Azbina wal-Talabi. Kitab al-Azbinati wal-Talabi by Qutrub. So Qutrub is a student of Sibawayh, and he has this book called Al-Azmina. So the book is totally insane, because it's like, you just look at the book and like, I don't know Arabic at all, like zero. I don't know any of these words. Like the beginning, the morning, the end of the morning, this season, that season, right? It's like crazy, right? It's just it's an essay really. It's like, I don't know, 100 pages or something like that, but it's like totally insane. But then with times, seasons, you get, for example, the Hajj seasons, right? So you have to talk about what's it called? The Talbi. So then each tribe has their own Talbiya. It's really interesting, right? What do they used to say, right? So it's a lot of them are kind of like this, but with more things, like, so إلا شريكا هو لك تملكه وما ملك, and then they would continue. Our tribe is coming. Da 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 da. Da. We're doing this like it's and it really, really shows you. It really, really shows you this concept. I think it was Max Weber. It was either Weber, it was Durkheim. Sorry, Durkheim, Immanuel Durkheim, who said basically religion is self-worship. So what a tribe does, a tribe, a political unit or social unit, they have a history and they have a sense of unity and they have symbols that represent symbols and activities that represent that unity, for example, and so it's a bit more complex than that. So because he basically what he said is the following, is that you have this tribe, the tribe survives winter, the tribe survives many winters, and then they have this sense of unity and da 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 da, and then they have an image, for example, a tree, a bone that is, for example, that they use in their tribal gatherings, a rock that they used to travel over, and then they attach. It becomes special because it represents them. It's special because it represents them. This specialness goes beyond special and becomes sacred and becomes an idol. So what they're actually doing is they are superimposing the sanctity that they feel of their social unit onto the thing, and then that thing takes on this divine thing, and then it becomes an idol, and then from an idol it becomes something transcendent, and then you create God, basically. So God, or various gods, are all just basically like, so Beni Israel, they're just these Semite people. They have a self-identity. They basically employ, the God of Israel is really them, right? The God of Israel is really a reflection of them. So then, this is for the glory of the God of Israel, but it's actually the glory of Israel. And then the God of Israel wins over the other gods. So then basically it creates Tawheed. Tawheed is an accident of polytheism. And then this Tawheed, this monotheism, creates Christianity and creates Islam, etc. But basically everything is just people worshiping themselves. So it is not true, but it is true, because what people do is they turn Islam into self-worship. So here we see that's what they're doing, right? It's like you're attacking us. You're attacking us, so we don't accept this. And so because in reality it's about you, it's not about Allah anymore. So it's a bit more complex. These people like Freud and these people that they have a psychological, Freud as well, 100% correct, right? How many people, they worship Allah as if they're their own abusive father, You know what I'm saying? So the way they view authority is shaped through abuse of authority, so they just superimpose that on Allah, So do people worship their own self, their own, what's it called? Image of Allah, their own concept of Allah, or their own, what's the word they use? Uqda nafsiyya, their own complex, right? It's a complex that they have, right? 100%. They're not worshipping Allah, they're worshipping some complex. They're not worshipping Allah, they're worshipping a fiqh book. They're worshipping pleasing the sheikh, pleasing their dad, or pleasing their parents. It's not Allah, They're worshipping their nafs, right? So 100% these things happen. But is that the only source of all religion? No, it's not. It's not the only source of all religion, right? So saying that people do worship these things doesn't mean that God doesn't exist. That doesn't make any sense, right? Or saying that, and then even vice versa. So like as Durkheim was saying, that the religion comes from it. Maybe religion can devolve into that, right? So the only reason you're interested in Islam is because it represents you, right? You're not interested in Islam itself. So obviously it's a problem. You're just worshiping. So then, like, if people didn't do this, or if this wasn't your culture, would you do something else? So yeah. So you're just worshiping yourself in reality, right? You're not worshiping Allah. There's a difference, right? There's a big difference. Does that make sense, guys? So anyway, it's a really important book, a really nice book. Kitab al-Azminati wa Talabi by Al-Qutrub, student of Sibawayh. It's just really eye-opening. I found it really interesting. He also has a book, Kitab al-Rih, pretty sure. Is it him or somebody else? Kitab al-Rih. So different words for the wind, describing the wind. And again, like You can just you read this book, you're like, I don't know anything. Like I don't know Arabic at all. Al-Asma'i is a book, Kitab al-Khayl, right? Descriptions of the different ways that the horse runs, walks, trots, canters. Again, it's not 4 terms, like 500 terms. What you call a horse that has a leg like this, what you call a horse that has a leg like that, parts of the horse, so anatomy of the horse, just like in English, you have anatomy of the horse, so parts of the horse, good variables in those anatomies of horses. It's like totally insane. Like, how do you even know all these words, right? Who is it? Ibn Khalaway, Kitab al-Asad, 500 words for a lion. 500 words for a lion. Right? Insane books. Yeah. The book that's ascribed to Sibawayh as well, that something and Naik. Is it called something al-aik through something naik? It's all about intercourse, something like that. So half of it as well, just vocabulary to do with intercourse, right? What do you call this, and what do you call that, and what do you call this, and what do you call that? So it's just like, Allahu Alam, did he even author the book or not? But something's called something aik fi something fada'il al-naik, right? And so naik means intercourse. So anyways, it has all these terms, like so many different terms, 20 different words for male private parts, and all that, you know. Just like, so this is part of lugha as well, right? And then there's fiqh al-lugha, just forgive me, there's fiqh al-lugha or something else. Fiqh al-lugha is the differences. So that's ta'ala bi fiqh al-lugha, right? And you say, for example, to grab somebody, different words to grab somebody, where you grab them, how you grab them, you know, different words for that, different words for walking, different types of walking, different types. What's the difference between this and this, right? That's actually useful in tafsir, right? What's the difference between absara and basura and ra'a, right? And you know, it is actually useful. Okay, باب قصة حجة الوداع. الفصل الأول عن جابر بن عبد الله أن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم مكث بالمدينة 9 سنين لم يحج ثم أذن في الناس بالحج في العاشرة. Didn't we do this before? I'm just confused. Oh, I did it in another book recently, that's why. I did it in another book recently, that's why. وعن جابر بن عبد الله أن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم مكث بالمدينة 9 سنين لم يحج ثم أذن في الناس بالحج في العاشرة أن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم حاج, he's going on حاج, حاج فاعل, فقدم المدينة بشر كثير. Notice how كثير is not made plural. You could say بشر كثيرون, but you often don't do that. والملائكة بعد ذلك ظهير, right? So often فعيل is not made plural and is not made feminine. وأمثلة ذلك كثير. كثير or كثيرة, I can do both. فخرجنا معه حتى إذا أتينا ذا الحليفة فولدت أسماء بنت عميس محمد بن أبي بكر, the father of, where's Muhammad Hashir?
القاسم
Of Qasim ibn Muhammad, and his son, Qasim's son is Abdul Rahman. So Imam Malik will narrate from Abdul Rahman ibn Qasim ibn Muhammad ibn Abi Bakr, right? So this is a key connection to Aisha radiallahu anha. So her half brother Muhammad and her half nephew Qasim, who basically grew up with her. فأرسلت إلى رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم كيف أصنع فاغتسلي واستنثري. So again, I know we spoke about this other text. So again, Muhammad Hash, we spoke about this 50,000 times, right? Inshallah, I'm going to move to Kenya one day, right? Or I'll go and live in the forest somewhere. I think I'm being called to the wild somehow, right? Inshallah. You know, in Kenya, right? Woman gives birth and just move on, right? No, and I heard there's other places, Bedouins in Jordan, working in the field. She's about to give birth. What does she do? Digs a hole, gives birth, waits for a little bit, get back to work. Right, subhanAllah. So as opposed to it's one that's a different kettle of fish, So this is men and women, right? Men and women. It's like a karitha, right? So the office, the computer is destroying humanity. Okay. If you think about being a fat, lazy person in the past, like I'm not going to walk on to ride a horse. Do you know how hard it is to ride a horse? Like you come off the horse, like oh my god, the inside of my legs, like right? You're continually using you're exercising your core, you're exercising your legs, and that's because you're lazy and don't want to walk and you want to go on a horse. You know what I'm saying? So the fat, lazy person in the past is doing way more exercise. Fir'aun had to do bicep exercises in order to clean himself, go to the bathroom. You know? So it's a problem, right? It's a problem. فخرجنا معه حتى إذا أتينا ذا الحليفة فولدت أسماء بنت عميس. And Sheikh Muhammad Hashim, remind us what's also significant about Asma bint Umais, about marriage and things.
She was the wife of Jafar when he died, married by Abu Bakr, and Abu Bakr died, she was married to Ali. Allah.
Good. So huge bid'ah in our time is unmarried women. So I don't think anybody should be unmarried. Inshallah, Muhammad Hashim is going to get married this Friday. Ya Rab. Okay, and then
Okay.
again Friday after that, inshallah, ya Rab. So I don't think anybody should be unmarried. I don't think it's good for multiple levels, on multiple things. Like I think it's really bad. Um, um, but particularly for women should not be unmarried, right? It's a huge problem. You know, my son, he's like, oh, do you know what a Karen is? And I was like, yeah, but you don't know what a Karen is. Like, what do you know? How would you know about a Karen, right? And it's like, he's like, yeah, there was this Karen and she did this. So I said, you know why she does that, right? He's like, I don't know, because she's like white and loud and annoying. Like, yeah, it's because she doesn't have a husband. So she's freaked out of her head and she reacts in these stupid ways and is this and this and this. And then she, finds herself on YouTube, like, look at this Karen, she did this. Look at the Karen she did. You know what I mean, guys? Karen, right? Sheikh Hussein and Badr. And
Yeah.
Aban, you know this term?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Yeah, right.
But see, what of the issue of getting proper people is scarce because you just complain that getting proper people to marry is a problem. And the economical conditions now for getting married in Nigeria is like, it's very challenging. That's why some of us are still single.
Yeah, but then basically, everybody is harmed by it, you know? So here's this girl, she wants to get married, the men can't afford to get married. She can't get married. Everybody is harmed. But if we just put the standards down and say, look, this is life that we have to live in, you know? Aban, he said, look, I'm gonna get married. Look, I'm gonna be traveling. I'm doing my residency. I'm doing this, doing that. Muhammad Hashi, I'm doing my PhD. I don't have any money. My brother got married in his PhD. No money. Zero. You know, it's like just we have to find reasonable people. And in reality, you don't want to wait for unreasonable people. Say, oh, I got to wait for somebody. I got to wait for this because the marriage can be like this, this, or this. I'm going to wait for an unreasonable person. That's what it means. But in reality, in life, right, you want to work with somebody who's reasonable. You know, you want to work with somebody who's reasonable. So, like, look, you want to be married? Yeah. I want to be married. Yeah. I can't get you. We can't invite 50,000 people. I can't do this. I can't do this. I can't do this. I don't have any money. I remember my brother, when he was, I think his son was first born, he's doing his PhD and he was like, the money comes in and it goes immediately. And Oxford University limited how are you working, Muhammad Hashim?
No, like I'm just doing research. So they pay you for the research, like some upkeep. So
Okay,
like
great. So, but my brother, so basically he had funding, but it wasn't enough. And so, but in Oxford University, you're only allowed to work maximum 2 hours a week. You're not allowed to work more than that. So
or
he would do
outside the
tutoring.
university.
Yeah, you're not allowed to. Contractually, you are not allowed to work outside the university for more than 2 hours a week.
For
So he
us,
was like,
for us 0 hours because like we are international students. So
oh, you're not allowed to. Yeah, so it's under the table, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, I see. But anyway, so like the point is like he just got no money. Like really hard. And right at the end of his PhD, he moved into my other brother's bedroom. Like it was his living room. His living room was their bedroom. He was like, that was the last year of his PhD. It was like, I don't have any funding left, and I don't have any money. You know, so this is the kind of people, Abdul Ghani is, that woman who's waiting for you to have money is not the woman you want to marry. It's not, because she's not realistic.
Yeah. No,
So may Allah help
but
us, right?
but getting the righteous people today is also very scarce. That's under mentioned. Many of them they're also ready for the marriage, but their lifestyle they're not ready to live. Getting the pious people that are looking for, that is also very, very scarce in this community.
SubhanAllah. May Allah make it easy. Inshallah,
I
we'll
mean,
go
I
to
mean,
Kenya. Abdul Ghani, I'll come on my private jet. I'll come pick you up from Nigeria.
inshallah,
We're gonna go to Kenya. Muhammad Hashid has cousins. Inshallah, he'll help us out.
inshallah, very
Agreed,
sincere,
Muhammad
inshallah.
Hashid.
Hashem in the class.
Inshallah.
He's from Kenya.
Kenya, okay, Kenya, mashallah, هذا جيد.
Inshallah.
Inshallah.
Yeah, so it's a tough. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is the picture here is a woman gets to get her husband dies, next husband. So the idea that women should not be married, this is wrong. This is wrong. It's not good for women not to be married, with some exceptions. Some women, I don't want to be married, right? And totally fine, right? Totally fine, not an issue. But what's it called? What was I going to say? But here's this picture. And then, isn't that awkward that you married so you married Sayyidina Ja'far, then you made Abu Bakr, then you married your ex-husband's little brother. It's okay. So they're emotionally very mature. Emotionally very mature. Today we're like, oh, drama. They just like, get on with it. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? Like they're just very mature people.
Well, I don't think they could afford to be dramatic back then either.
Oh, yeah, you can't be dramatic. Exactly. You can't afford. Yeah, and that's a problem. You're talking about another class, right? The luxury that creates what's it called? Entitled women, Just get on with it, bro. So may Allah protect us. So there's a difference between entitled and sensitive. All women are sensitive, right? It's not the same. Entitled and sensitive are not quite the same. فأرسلت إلى رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم كيف أصنع فقال اغتسلي واستنثري, right? بثوب وأحرمي, right? To use padding. فصلى رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم في المسجد ثم ركب القصواء حتى إذا استوت به ناقته على البيداء أهل بالتوحيد لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك. قال جابر لسنا ننوي إلا الحج. So he's talking about himself. لسنا نعرف العمرة, right? حتى إذا أتينا البيت معه استلم الركن فطاف 7 فرمل 3 ومشى 4 ثم تقدم إلى مقام إبراهيم فقرأ واتخذوا من مقام إبراهيم مصلى فصلى ركعتين فجعل المقام بينه وبين البيت. Right, so he's behind the مقام إبراهيم. وفي رواية أنه قرأ في ركعتين قل هو الله أحد أن قل يا الكافرون ثم رجع إلى ركن فاستلمه, right, ثم خرج من البيت إلى الصفا فلما دنا من الصفا قرأ إن الصفا والمروة من شعائر الله أبدأ بما بدأ الله به فبدأ بالصفا فرقي عليه حتى رأى البيت فاستقبل القبلة فوحد الله وكبره وقال لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك وله الحمد وهو على كل شيء قدير لا إله إلا الله وحده أنجز وعده ونصر عبده وهزم الأحزاب وحده ثم دعا بين ذلك قال مثل هذا 3 مرات ثم نزل ومشى إلى مروة حتى انصبت, went down, his feet poured down, right? في بطن الوادي ثم سعى, he ran, حتى إذا صعدتا, right? صعدتا, right? صعدتا, he went, his 2 feet went up, or yeah. مشى حتى أتى المروة ففعل على المروة كما فعل الصفا حتى إذا كان آخر طواف على المروة نادى وهو على المروة والناس تحته قال لو أني استقبلت من أمري ما استدبرت. I wouldn't change anything. So here it's a bit confusing. I want to come back to this because it's a bit confusing and there's a lot of things here and we're running out of time inshallah. So let's come back to this point inshallah next week. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك.